Hello and welcome back, artists and designers. We're going to go ahead and rotate and duplicate and rotate our primary color image. So we have our cutout, we have our color fill layer. We're going to take both of these and select them and duplicate them. So I'm going to click on this first one and I can hold down Shift and also pick that so you can see they're both highlighted. I'm going to right click. I am going to duplicate those layers. I'm going to hit OK. Yep, duplicate them. And then what I like to do first is change the color because we have a copy but we can't really see it yet. So I'm going to double click on this color. I'm going to go over to where the blue is. I'm going to pick the blue, hit OK. And now I'm going to select back on my soccer player layer here. Got the move tool and I'm going to rotate him. So, I could try to just move him down here and rotate him and get him lined up kind of on my own, and I'm sure I could do an okay job, but there is a slightly easier way to do this. So once I have him selected, I'm going to click on this target, and because it's a smart object, you notice it kind of moves, it readjusts. And if you can't see this target, click as if you were resizing your image, and then go up here and just make sure you check that box right here and we can see that target. And I'm going to move that. I'm going to put that target right at the center of my color wheel. And now the beauty is I can go right to this corner and I can rotate that right around and get him lined right up where I want him to be. So I'm kind of looking at the top and I'm looking at where his head is right next to the M here. So I'm going to kind of look over here, rotate this a little bit more, and to me that looks pretty good. And yeah, I think that's about right. So I'm going to leave that right there. Hit enter to accept that change. And now I'm going to repeat that process. So I have this selected. I'm going to hold down Shift. I'm going to select that. Right click to duplicate. Hit OK. Double click. Pick the red this time. Click on my soccer player. Click to move the target. Again, being a smart object, you kind of have to click twice to get that. Go to the corner. You see that curved arrow shows up when you go past the corner. And I'm going to rotate that right around. And again, use that to line up the back of his head. Move over there a little bit. Back of his head with that M. So right about there looks pretty good to me. Hit enter. And there we go. So you can see once you get that first set created there with your first color fill, you can just duplicate that and the other two come out really quickly here. So the last thing I'm going to leave you with is this is going to get pretty complicated pretty quickly in terms of layers. You're going to have a lot. So for each color, you're going to have a additional color layer that floats over top. The layers will add up quite fast. So I'm going to select all of these layers and I'm going to put them into a group. So I'm going to click on the top one. I'm going to go down to the bottom one, minus the colors, or the color wheel. I'm going to hold down Shift, and it's going to allow me to select all of those layers at once. With all of those layers selected, I'm going to go down to the folder icon right here, and I'm going to click to create a new group. And it zips all of those right up onto this group here in this folder. I'm going to double click, and we'll call that primary. And that is my primary colors right here. And the nice thing is they're still there. If I click the arrow, I can see what's in there, but I can really quickly and easily kind of hide those. I could even resize those as a group. So if I have the entire folder selected and I click that target, say I want to put that right back in the center of that, and I go, oh, I wanted these soccer players to be a little bigger. You gotta, when you resize, if you hold down the Alt key, that will keep it kind of centered. So I could resize all of those at once, which is a pretty powerful tool. So if I want to make that a little bit bigger, move that out, have him take up a little bit more room. There we go. So the key is once you get one set up, you're going to duplicate that layer. You are going to move your little target, rotate it around, change the color, of course. And then once you get all of your layers set up, kind of zip those up into that group by selecting all of them and adding that folder. And you'll be good to go. And that is essentially the entire project. You're going to repeat all of those processes for the rest of your colors and you can rearrange your colors. So once you get the secondaries in there, you can rearrange the primaries and the secondaries as folders and move them where they need to be in case there's overlaps or anything like that. So good luck, have some fun designing, and I will see you next time.